on the roof to take additional photos.
Okay.
The photos that I do have do show quite a bit of detail,
Good.
and they I think I would need to follow up with Michael Sanchez to kind of understand why some of them have been marked as to be replaced,
Okay.
because just upon visual inspection, it's not always apparent
Mhm.
why they were marked. I could show examples of that if anybody wants to see that. But
Do we, before we get too far, do we want to call the meeting to order? Ron and I are both here, or?
sure.
Sure.
Yeah.
I didn't hear from Karen, so if he joins us, great, but I don't know if he's going to.
Okay. All right, let's call this meeting to order, 3:04 on July 3rd. Right? Yeah, July 3rd, 2025. All right, here we go. Now we're legit.
All right.
I did want to let everybody know the meeting is being recorded, but we're not
Good.
streaming.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Sue. So yeah, we got quite a bit of additional photographs this morning, and they're all in a Dropbox now, and I can forward those on to everybody if they want to dig into it. It's quite a bit there. And I honestly have been in meetings most of the day, so I haven't gone through all of them, but I have looked at some representative ones, and I could show you an example of what I'm talking about if you'd like me to share my screen. If you'd like to address it later, that's fine too. But
Well, so I know Leah went through this last night, but and I know Ron's reviewed them, but
yeah.
just to set the table, what's before the select board for consideration, 2 change orders that from Pappas that have been reviewed by GNAP. One is for $3,193.02, and that has to do with the connector building's roof and the wood paneling underneath the roof.
The wood sheathing, yeah, the wood sheathing
thank you.
boards, yeah,
The
exactly.
sheathing boards, a portion of those are rotted and need to be replaced. And then the second change order, again, been reviewed by GNAP, is for $25,500, and that's to replace additional slate shingles that that have been identified by Pappas as needing to be replaced based on their condition. So the Union Building Committee met last night and reviewed these with GNAP. And Leah, am I right to say that the committee recommended approval for both?
Yes.
Okay, so the committee recommended.
Did we make it with a contingency just to confirm, to try to get a confirmation from GNAP that
Yes.
these extra ones are necessary?
Yeah, it was contingent upon us confirming those quantities, and we're
the best you could with pictures without having to delay this project another 2 weeks.
Yeah, we're attempting to, and and it may be a little gray, honestly, but we'll try. We'll do our best with it. Some of the pictures that I'm looking at do raise some questions about why they're identifying them to be replaced. I don't think that I have to trust in their professional opinion on some of this. And I am just looking at photographs. They may see some other condition issue with them that I'm not seeing. So I would want to at least have a conversation with the site super to explain some of this to me. And I'm expecting by Saturday to receive additional detailed photographs representative of specifically the ones that they're referring to. Okay. But even just looking at these photos, though, I can certainly see a whole bunch that they've tagged that I didn't identify as needing replacement based upon just kind of visual damage. Some of them are kind of obvious, and some of them seem to have had various repairs done at different times. But some of them just aren't obvious to me why they're marking them obviously. And again, I don't know that they're wrong. I just don't know the reason yet, and I should know that soon.
Okay. I would think though that, we know that there are additional tiles that are going to need to be replaced. And
Yep.
in earnest of trying to stay on schedule as much as possible, if we were to go forward and vote this today, any extra tiles, it should be made clear, would be used towards that, and don't just replace them for the sake of replacing them so that they can then get another $25,000 change order.
Correct. Yeah.
So I think, I think it makes sense to continue forward, but.
Okay.
Ron, your thoughts?
No, I agree. Slate roofing is really a trade in of itself, and sometimes it takes a skilled eye to look at those tiles and understand,
Yep.
why they're failing. Sometimes they have stress cracks in them that are not immediately obvious through pictures.
Sure.
And it's in its own world, slate roofing. It really is. But I would not, I would judiciously use whatever tiles coming off the roof that are still in good shape. But I would also caution around stress fractures in the tiles that does occur on slate roofing, and they could have picked that up, and we haven't seen it. I don't know.
Yeah.
You got to get in that man lift and go up there and take a look at those things in order to really understand that.
Yes.
Which they have done. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Correct.
So,
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree with that. It's a highly specialized trade, and it's working with a natural material that has a lot of inconsistencies in it just by its nature. So over time, some of those minor inconsistencies in the stone can develop into cracks, and
Yep.
I may not be seeing that. So I'll carefully go over it and try to confirm as much as possible. I think that we could easily find more to replace. Most of the ones I was identifying had really obvious deficiencies to them. Large sections of them broken off, that sort of thing. So let's get into the subtleties of it. We obviously don't want to leave slates up there that are going to break next winter and be a problem down the road. So, but
I have one quick question, and I don't have I have some of the documents with me, but the slate tiles that they are using for replacements, they are not manufactured tiles, or they're buying real slate tiles and using them, and not synthetic, because they do make a roofing tile that looks like slate, and using that, right?
Yes. Yeah, no, we're replacing it as we should with a historic building, matching the color as closely as possible, matching the thickness and matching the exposure on the shingles as well. So we're trying to replace it in kind and repair it as it was originally installed.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah. And we are trying to salvage what we can. That is included in the documents as well. If there's pieces that they can trim up and use in a different location,
Right.
then that is recommended as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I think that's good. Was there anything else that we needed to address? I don't think so. This was it, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I think that so right now, Jason, you need a motion to move these forward, right?
Yes. Yeah.
I'll move that that the select board approve for signature change order number 1 for $3,193.02, and change order number 2 for $25,500 to Tapas Associates for the Union Building project. So those are the 2 change orders. and the dollar amounts. And I'd like to also talk, as we finish this, about making a change in the management process of this project. So that's my motion for these 2 change orders.
Okay, second. Any further discussion on the 2 change orders? All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay. We're good with those.
Yeah.
Thank
Yep.
you.
But what I'd like to do is so that we don't impede this process, and I'm although this project is really limited to the outside of the building, and along with that, I would be expecting not a lot more change orders, but there may be 1 or 2 of these things in the pipeline. And if we have a change order that is less than $10,000, I would like to motion that we charge the town administrator with executing those change orders without reviewing them with the board. So a change order that is $10,000 and over is going to come to the boards for approval, building committee and select board. And if anything that's under $10,000, that the town administrator has the authority to execute those change orders after reviewing them and based on the recommendation from GNAP.
I have a guest with me.
I was going to say.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought I remembered, Charlie.
I forgot about the meeting, so sorry. I was out in like the Dunstable Rural Land Trust. I'm like, there's a meeting? Whoops. Dog in the water. I was like, I better turn around. I'll second the motion if you need me to. Whatever you need me to do.
Yeah, I mean, you good with that, Jason? I mean, it makes sense. It certainly will save some time if a bunch of these little things come up.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good with that. With the support and recommendation of GNAP, and hopefully most of them are under $10,000. So
Yeah, we're expecting. I'm sure they'll uncover perhaps some additional wood that we're unaware of, under some areas. But I think that the big ticket items on this are really that slate roof. And there is a question about some of the slates, whether we're going to address them or not. So there may be an additional proposal request that I issue for repairs to some bad repairs in the past. I'll say some of the shingles have been found to be they were previously damaged, and they were rotated upside down and then reinstalled. And so it left the factory holes exposed on top of the other slates. It doesn't seem like it's causing water intrusion, but we may suggest installing a sheet of flashing under those. They identified almost 200 of those according to their report, but that's another thing I'm going to provide some scrutiny to. And that's not going to be nearly of the cost as actually replacing them all. So that's just so that you're all aware. That's kind of the only thing that I'm aware of at this point. That may be an additional cost.
So we've got our money's worth out of nickel and diming of repairs and on this roof over the years.
Well,
definitely.
Yeah, the sheathing issue seems like something that was probably should have been addressed previously as well. Seems like that's been there a while, but when we uncover problems like that, we don't want to just bury them. So we want to try to deal with them now.
Makes sense.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. That's good. Did we vote on giving Jason authority to?
No.
No, we seconded it, but we didn't vote on it yet.
Okay. All right. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay. We're good?
I think so.
Anything else we needed to cover? I don't think so.
No, I think we're all set.
Okay.
Adjourn.
Yeah.
I appreciate everyone. Thank you very much, and have a nice 4th.
All right.
Yeah, thanks. You too.
Thank you. Bye now.
Take
Well,
care.
Okay.
okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.